time, weather, and
Always.
class. Case of the various
Oh, Dairy Dairy Cowtown, it's the place to be, where the cows and milk run free, wild and happily. We're home in the famous milk toast, creamy, good, and grand, the friendliest little dairy spot in all the land. Now listen to my story, I'm Texas Toast, you see. I had a special horse brush, seemed lucky just for me. I brushed my horse to make him feel the finest in the land. He jumped the fence and vanished, wasn't part of my plan. My wife, she tried it next upon her lovely flowing hair. Then she jumped over the fence, folks, and vanished in thin air. My dog just got one stroking, then leaped up high and flew right over that same fence line, bade his master fond adieu. I used it on my scalp then before I went to bed. Woke up to find the brush had stolen the hair right off my head. So lonely and so hairless, what was a man to do? I built a town for friendship, welcoming folks just like you. Then old Man Mahony moved here with cow Gertrude in tow, the very first neighbor that this lonely town would know. He helped set the town custom for everyone anew. Now folks in Dairy Dairy Cowtown milk their personal cow. It's true. Cowtown, Cowtown, where the cows and stories roam. Grab a pail and stay a while. You're always right at home. Well, howdy there, friend. I'm Texas Toast, founder and mayor of Dairy Dairy Cowtown, and I want to welcome you to the very first broadcast from our cozy little corner of the map. Now, this here town is built on big dreams, good folks, and a whole lot of fresh milk. Every cow's got a name, every porch has a story, and if you listen close enough, you might just hear the pastures humming. Before we get too far down the trail today, I want to tip my hat to a mighty fine organization, the ASPCA. April 10th is ASPCA Day, and here in Cowtown, we're raising a tall, frosty glass of fresh milk in honor of the fine folks who look out for animals, big and small. They've worked alongside dairy farmers who put compassion first, supporting better barns, comfier spaces, and all-around cow kindness. That's the kind of teamwork we love to see. People and cows working together for a gentler, more moveless world. So here's to good neighbors, happy herds, and a whole lot of momentum in the right direction. I've got a pal riding alongside me, a brand new voice from 1120 AM WHEY, WHEY, Dairy Dairy Cowtown's very own radio station, turning out smooth talk and farm fresh tunes from sun up to sundown. Folks round here call him Velvet Voice Vernon, and you'll see why in just a second. So whether you're sipping milk on the porch or taking a stroll through the pasture of your day, we're sure glad you're here. Greetings, friend of Dairy Dairy Cowtown. Velvet Voice Vernon here, pouring you a tall glass of smooth right at the start of our story-sipping stroll. We're kicking things off with a creamy classic, straight from the man who built this town with heart, hope, and one legendary brush. Here's Texas Toast with the tale of the brush that started it all. Well, howdy there, this is Texas Toast. I bought a horse brush from the Happy Horse Haberdashery and Emporium because it said, "Your horse will only want the best." Well, I only want the best for my horse, Betsy. So I brushed her lovely long brown mane. She looked at me. She neighed at me. And then she ran off and jumped over the fence. I lost my horse, Betsy. Oh, I went inside and I told my lovely wife, Bertha, what happened. She picked up that same brush, ran it through her long brown hair. She looked at me, hollered, I can do better, and she ran off and jumped over the fence. I lost my wife, Bertha. I stepped outside, sat on the edge of the porch with my face in my hands, and my big brown dog Bubba came over and nudged me with his muzzle. I brushed his silky brown fur. He looked at me, barked at me, and ran off and jumped over the fence. I lost my dog Bubba. Oh, before I went to bed that night, I brushed my big old head of brown hair. Had myself a real good night's sleep. Next morning, I looked in the mirror, and my hair had left me too. I can't recommend this brush. I just can't. Just can't. Now that right there is a story folks speak of with wide eyes and full hearts, the kind that echoes through every fence post and barn beam in Dairy Dairy. It's where everything began, the very spark that lit this town into being. And now, with the churn still spinning and the cream rising high, it's time to pour yourself a tall glass of milk and settle in. Texas Toast is about to share the heart of it all. Why Dairy Dairy? Well, now, you're about to step into the legend. Well, after that whole business with the horse brush, something inside me turned quiet. I was out there in the wide open pasture. No horse, no wife, no dog, just the cows and me under the big sky. I spent a good while sleeping out in the field, listening to the soft lowing all around me, watching the stars, and wondering what was next. Every time I'd see a shooting star, it would remind me of that fateful night when I lost all three of them. I've been through a lot, and for a time, I thought maybe the quiet life was just enough. But after enough nights of just me and the cows, I knew deep down I needed more than peace and pasture. I needed community, folks to talk with, to build with, and I needed a way to keep my cows close and well cared for. That's when the idea started to bloom. Yeah. I started dreaming of a place where people could come settle down and live side by side with their cows. A town built with kindness, purpose, and fresh milk by the pail. That's when Dairy Dairy Cowtown took root. I called in some good hands from the neighboring town, Furry Friends Hollow, and we got to work. Built a few cozy homes, laid down a gravel road or two, and carved out a space for a town with heart. While we were framing the first porch, I wrote up a little advertisement for the Hollow Gazette, slipped it right between a raccoon etiquette column and a milk soap coupon. Here's the ad. Looking to settle down? Come be part of something new in Dairy Dairy Cowtown, a peaceful place where every home comes with a front porch and a cow to call your own. Cozy dwellings at reasonable rates, rolling pastures and quiet mornings, a fresh start for folks who want to stay a while. Visit Dairy Dairy Cowtown, where the milk's always cold and the welcome's always warm. Signed, Texas Toast. Founder and chief milk drinker, stop by for a glass and a good conversation. One morning, just as the paint was drying on that first porch, I saw someone walking down the lane. Worn boots, wise eyes, and a cow named Gertrude strolling right beside him. That was old Man Mahony. He read me the ad, liked what he saw, and had some mighty fine ideas. We sat in the shade, shared a glass of cold milk, and talked through the possibilities. And Mahony, he had vision.
Texas toast, what you got here is something real special. But if folks are going to put down roots, they need more than homes. You're going to want a general store, a place to gather, maybe even a newspaper and radio station to keep the town connected.
Well, Mahony, if you help me build it, the first store is yours to run.
And I said I'd be honored.
Boards went up, shelves were stocked, and Mahony gave the store a name full of charm and a splash of cream. The general store was the first of many things that brought Dairy Dairy Cowtown to life. The Cowbell and Crate, the general store at the heart of the town. And that's why Dairy Dairy Cowtown is the kind of place you come home to, even if it's your first time here. Now hold on to your hats and your butter pats, 'cause over at Cabbie's Corner Comfort Diner, Mad Dog's flipping grilled cheese like a stampede's coming through the kitchen. Let's check in before the cheese melts clean off the griddle. Woohoo! Hey, this is Mad Dog the Cabbie. Feeling cheesy? You ought to be. It's April 12th, and that means it's National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day in the U.S., and you know we're celebrating big here in Dairy Dairy Cowtown. Yeah, slide on down to Cabbie's Corner Comfort Diner, 'cause I got cheese melting faster than butter on a barn roof. I'm talking sharp cheddar that bites you back, provolone stretching longer than a rodeo rope, and Swiss, oh man, holes so big, I almost fell in trying to slice it. Leaning close, I got something special to share. I got a secret blend, aged just right and crafted to make your taste buds tip their hats, and smoother than a fresh churned tail. It's got folks coming back faster than a cow at dinner bell time. So yeah, let's get grilling. Your seat's waiting at the counter. Celebrate National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day the Cowtown way. Yeah, and I'll leave the door open for you. Well, howdy there, partner. Got a hankering to dig a little deeper into the barn? You're in for a treat when you look us up on that internet contraption thing they call the World Wide Web. If you're listening close to the air date, we're still raising the barn over at DairyDairyCowtown.com. The fences are up, the cows are comfy, and we're still hanging signs and painting the walls. Give us a week or two to finish settling in, and if you peek in early, just know you're getting a first look at the lay of the land. Come on back soon. We'll have fresh milk and stores waiting. And keep an eye out for our Cowtown Etsy store, proudly stocked by old Man Mahony himself. He's been choosing just the right goods for good folks like you. And once those shelves are full, you'll find the link right there on our website. Now, if you're ready to step up onto the crate and join the warm, wonderful world of Dairy Dairy Cowtown, head on over to Patreon and join the Milk Crate Club. You'll get a private podcast stream of 5 to 10 bonus minutes in every episode, behind-the-scenes reflections from the fella behind the mic, Grant E. Woolner, and a weekly commercial from Old Man Mahony about what's on special down at the Cowbell and Crate. Always thoughtful, sometimes useful, and full of Cowtown charm. It's your spot in the pasture, and we're glad to have you here. Hitch your wagon to our feed, subscribe, follow, and pass the word along to a friend who could use a little more dairy in their day. And be sure to bring your favorite mug. You'll find more at DairyDairyCowtown.com. Yeehaw! Velvet Voice Vernon here. Next Saturday, when you find yourself easing back into the calm and comfort of Dairy Dairy Cowtown, there'll be a fresh glass of milk waiting and a moment of stillness on the porch. That's where you'll find Texas Toast and Old Man Mahony, two old friends settling in for another round of front porch friends, where time slows just enough to let the stories rise with the morning sun. From curious cows to curious dates in history, and maybe even a surprise visit or two, we've got a seat saved just for you. That's Saturday, right here, where the breeze is gentle, the milk is always fresh, and the porch feels like home. This here show is the rightful property of Dairy Dairy Cowtown, and all the voices you hear are performed by Grant E. Woolmer. Folks are welcome to listen and share the fun, but making copies or using parts without permission just isn't part of the deal. Copyright 2025, Dairy Dairy Cowtown. All rights reserved. Well, we've poured the milk and shared the stories, and that's a mighty fine day in Dairy Dairy Cowtown. Until next time, may your milk be cold, your stories bold, and your cows content. Thanks for spending a little time with us. We'll see you next time, with the fresh glass waiting and your seat kept warm. And as Marybelle, our lead cow, always says, moo, moo, moo. And that means have steady hooves, a wide open heart, and a good barn to call home. Yee-haw! We're happy you could join us here in Dairy Dairy Cowtown, where bicycles and horses are the only way around. It's quiet lanes you'll find here, just folks in milk pills bright. Each cow gets love and caring from morning until night. Remember our town motto, you hear it near and far, where the cows and milk run free. It's who we truly are. Home of the famous milk toast, it's creamy, good, and grand, the finest dairy wonders in this friendly, quirky land. So come on back next time, friend, and brighten up our day. For more Cowtown tales and laughter, hip, hip, hooray! From Texas Toast, I'm saying, till we meet again real soon, keep dreaming dairy dreams beneath the Cowtown moon. Cowtown, Cowtown, where the cows and stories roam. Grab a pail and stay a while, you're always right at home. Well, now, that was sure a fine ride. Think I'll tip my hat, kick up my boots, and sip me a glass of milk. Psst, still hanging around the barn? Here's a little off-air moment for you.
Hey, Texas Toast, you gotta put the headphones on. You're gonna have to take your hat off. You gotta take your hat off so you can put the headphones on.
Anyone got smaller headphones so I can wear my cowboy hat during the show? Gotta keep the look. People and cows working together for a gentler, more moveless world. What kind of word is that? Moveless world. Moveless, marvelous, moveless world. Moveless, momentum, moveless. Well, that's the end of the trail for today's ride, cowpoke. If you're part of our Patreon barn, stick around after the radio static for some extra milk and butter. And as always, hug your cow and tip your hat. Hee-hoo!
Time, weather, and
Always.
case of the various